What is up? It is week 11 of summer anime, and a lot of shows are wrapping up. We have some good finales this week with Dandadan, Call of the Night, My Dress Up Darling, so that finished up as well. Clevatess, kind of like a cool new like dark fantasy show. Some shows are still ongoing, like Gachiakuta. I think yeah, it's gonna be a two core. There's also some new stuff that aired this week. So yeah, we had the Demon Slayer movie. So I saw it in theaters. It was beautiful. It was like really movie quality with the emotional moments. The sound, the action really popped out at you. I mean, it is like really simple though, and the amount of flashbacks they spam that you were crazy. But you know, I read the source material. I know the fights are insane. It's gonna be like very annoying though, where just characters are just not dying. But yeah, these are like problems that plague the anime forever. Just like the backstories are rough. So yeah, I mean, this movie's gonna make $1 billion and kind of get the wider audience to like enjoy anime. So yeah, that's there. Also, another new thing that aired this week is Bâan. So Giga's new anime made by a YouTuber. So it's kind of like a short story format. 18-minute like kind of quick episode to get you like immersed in this world, introduce you to the characters. Hopefully you feel something as you go through a story, see like the resolution. So I really liked it, like an anime written by a YouTuber. That's like crazy work. So yeah, I mean, hats off to him. He probably like worked really hard on the story. You can see like the effort pay off. It's like a double isekai type of story, which it's not really that explored, where two people go to like the opposite world. So yeah, I guess I'll talk about it and get started with my favorite episodes this week. So yeah, for Bâan, we have like the short story anime by Giga. It's on his YouTube channel. It was pretty ambitious. Like, one thing, I was kind of scared for the story because I had a feeling like if it's like the first thing you're publishing, like he probably wrote a lot of stuff, like he had like some practice, but like I thought he'd make the story a bit too safe, maybe make it like easier to get into. But I thought he wrote it really well, kind of like showed his intention on like getting used to this world, getting attached to some characters that he created. So I do like short stories because it is like kind of like a skill to get people invested into the whole world. And then you have a few ways to go. Maybe you kill somebody for shock value at the end. Maybe there's like some suspenseful cliffhanger, or maybe there's like a random plot twist that happens. So yeah, Bond kind of had like a small plot twist, but it was like pretty much like a comfy slice of life isekai. I guess like kind of discovering yourself. There's like a message where, maybe it has to do with like immigrating to a different country and then having to deal with homesickness as you're, just like working there. So a lot of stuff going on in this quick episode. I saw some comments where people didn't really know what a short story was. So they're like, why is there some open-ended stuff happening? Like, come on, the story's not finished. I think that was the point though. Like, just like have a quick thing that maybe if it has enough popularity, if more people get attached to it, then he might expand on the whole world. But yeah, basically, hats off to Giga. Good episode this week. It really surprised me how like kind of fun it was. Animation itself looked really beautiful. Music was also really good, just like chill fantasy music. And also I did like the kind of Southeast Asian fantasy mythology kind of like put in there. So yeah, that's it for Bâan. Check it out. It's free on YouTube. Like, congratulations to Giga. Also after that, let's talk about Dandadan. So yeah, I loved it this week. The finale. I'm so sad. Season 2 finale. We're gonna have a season 3, hopefully. Yeah, it's confirmed. We probably have to wait a bit because yeah, Sai and Saru, they worked on the split core and it was just like so beautiful, high quality, like literally one of the best action shows with one of the most unique stories. So there's like a good amount to cover, but yeah, we kind of have like this open-ended arc where we defeated the Kaiju. The Kaiju's actually a girl, spoilers, and then she has like this space alien suit, and then she kisses Okarun. So yeah, Okarun, he's getting a lot of friends, but he's also getting a harem. So yeah, Momo sees this kind of cliffhanger there. But basically, yeah, pretty much in this episode, they all fight the Kaiju with their giant Kinta Buddha statue. He's transforming. It was hype, like rocket punches, just like the whole 9 yards. So yeah, I mean, Kinta, new character here, integrated into the cast. He's like a bit nerdy. We see he did get bullied a bit, but now I guess like he finds a place where he belongs. He has a nanomachine suit. And yeah, to defeat the Kaiju, but the problem is since they defeated it, the whole like kind of invisible domain barrier expired and now everyone in the world can see them. So they see the Gundam turn into like a UFO and fly away to Momo's house. And then the giant Kaiju like kind of shrinks into a normal sized Kaiju. So Okarun and Evil Eye Chi kind of carry it back to Momo's house. So all of that's going on. People are dealing with the aftermath. Like Momo and Ira are dizzy because they were just like inside of the robot statue. And then yeah, Kenta was able to use like everyone's powers that was inside the robot. So he used Ira's giant hair, and then Momo was able to use her telekinesis. And then yeah, after that they realized the Kaiju is actually just like a kind of onesie suit that you can unzip, and it's actually a girl. So a kind of cute green-haired alien girl kisses Okarun, and cliffhanger there. Why'd she kiss him? I don't know, man, but I guess he's the main character. So Dandadan is over. Like, this is the finale, but great 24 episodes, insane anime. Like, you can't really predict anything that happens, and if you have ADHD, like, we go arc to arc very quickly. Like, we kind of had, like, this whole, like, trip with Evil Eye. Like, we didn't even know it was Evil Eye. I thought we were fighting, like, this giant worm or the Tsuchinoko. But there's so much shit happening. It still kind of goes with the theme of, like, ghosts and aliens. But also, like, the romance plotline between Okarun and Momo is so cute, so wholesome. Ira's there just like doing things. The other like kind of side characters are also like kind of crazy and fun. So yeah, a lot to get attached to in this anime. I love it. I've been reading the manga, so yeah, new arcs in the future. It just keeps getting better. It's fun. But a pretty popular show, extremely high quality by Science Saru. Good soundtrack, music, insanely good like colors, animation, and love the voice acting as well. Also, we have Call of the Night season 2. Also finished up 12 episodes. I mean, it was a great wrap up. So yeah, episode 11 was like kind of like the resolution to like Anko's story. We stopped her from like committing suicide, and then yeah, I guess she's like a friend now, helping Ko and Nazuna. Here, Anko is kind of drunk, so they bring her into Nazuna's apartment. She kind of connects with Ko a bit. She's kind of lost because she has no purpose, and she dedicated so many years of her life to hunting down vampires, and now she doesn't have that goal anymore. So she starts hugging Ko and, just like find something to like do or get attached to. So yeah, maybe we'll see more of her. Maybe she'll use her powers for good because she is actually a good detective. But there's still like some open plot threads. I think they're setting up the evil vampire that turned Anko's dad into a vampire. So yeah, maybe we have to hunt her down in season 3. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be season 3. We see all the girls kind of talking with Ko, doing some girls talks. So yeah, Midori, we saw her offspring, just like the kind of fat weeb guy. And then we see Kaburo, who's like Nasuna's mother figure now. And everyone else, Nico the leader. So yeah, they're kind of like trying to ship Ko and Nazuna. It looks like their relationship is like extremely close. They don't like getting teased anymore. So I mean, yeah, wholesome wrap up. Like, the romance is strong, but Ko, he's a bit stupid. So it's gonna take a lot for him to actually fall in love with Nazuna. But yeah, I also like how they ended the episode with like Ko and Nazuna. They don't kiss at the end like they did in season 1. They kind of fly in the air and Nazuna sucks his neck. So, it's a nice chill finale here. I mean, I loved it a lot. It surprised me how much they matched season 1 animation quality because, yeah, I thought like season 1 was so good, season 2 couldn't match that, but it was like insanely well done. I loved all the backstories here, so the story did progress, and we met like a lot of interesting characters. Seeing more of Anko, because yeah, she was my favorite. I love when she was just like a badass vampire hunter, but yeah, maybe she'll use her powers for good. There's a lot of like naive kids out here, Mahiru, just like being groomed by vampires. So yeah, we're hanging out with like the good vampires, quote unquote. But yeah, I guess there's like more evil vampires we're gonna like hunt down. So yeah, that's why I love this anime. Creepy Nuts also, worked on the ending and opening. There's like 2 new bangers as well. And yeah, the anime also like brought in the old ending into this ending, which was good as well. Also, we have another show that finished up, Clevatess. I haven't talked too much about it because it's kind of like a fantasy story where like, people battle each episode. There's like stuff unfolding, like people fighting these dark beasts. But yeah, besides that, I was kind of waiting for the anime to finish to just talk about it. So yeah, first of all, there's gonna be a season 2 to kind of continue. But basically, just like a kind of cool, interesting concept. Like this dude, he's a dark beast. People keep like attacking him, all these heroes. So he's had enough. He just like decides to genocide the whole kingdom. But then he sees a baby, so he's like, I'll take care of this baby. So just like this giant monster taking care of this baby with the help of his like slave army and Alicia and then the ogre girl. So even though there's like a lot of dark moments, we kind of get a happy ending with like the characters fulfilling their goal, kind of taking care of the baby, delivering it to the princess, and defeating like the giant evil person that killed Alicia's dad. So they covered like a lot of stuff, like had their revenge, and there were like a lot of lighthearted moments as well. They kind of like give you some levity. It wasn't like pure dark fantasy. So I just like an interesting story. Again, like, not that much to talk about, just like a good fantasy story. So yeah, there's like some brutal moments, people dying. But yeah, Clevatess doesn't really care about it. So I guess, deeper story setup might happen like in the future. But I pretty much enjoyed the show this season. It was pretty brutal sometimes, but it was like a fun show. Also after that, we have Gachiakuta, episode 11. I actually really love this episode. Maybe one of my favorites of Gachiakuta, besides maybe like the second one where we saw Engine kind of be badass. But here we meet a new villain, Amo. So she was like the girl that like is like the witch. She knows about like people coming from the spear into this world. But yeah, the problem is as we get intel, we realize that she's crazy. She's also voiced by Hana Kana. So yeah, she's like yandere personality. I loved her a lot. So something about this anime, all the villains are crazy. So yeah, that's the world we're living in. And yeah, basically they go to her for intel. She lives in like this giant tower in the middle of the desert. She doesn't need a mask to breathe, and she also has like a giver tool, which is her boots. So yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that because she attacks the team. But basically, she just wants to talk about love with everybody. But yeah, no one really has the patience. Engine is like, okay, we'll entertain you, but we want intel on the spear as well. And then she's like, oh, you're the worst type of guy. You want to just like use me? You don't want to talk for fun. So she doesn't like Engine, who's just like, trying to save all our time. So yeah, she uses her power, which is her boots, to kind of like mind control people. So it doesn't really mind control you, but it like shows you visions of someone that you love, and then you want to protect them. So basically, yeah, she uses her power as like kind of feet gas, and then possesses like the big tall dude, and then his vital instrument is like a water hose. So his power kind of enlarges anything he hits with water. So he hits Engine with water, which kind of knocks him out, and it looks like Engine's body is just like expanding with water, so he might die. So basically, Ano is dangerous because no one wants to play her games, but everyone's just like taking their time, not putting their gas masks on, and everyone's just like getting possessed. Something about this anime that's a bit infuriating is that the story is a bit too simple, where characters don't really seem to like do things. They talk, they take their time. It doesn't feel that immersive. I think it might be a JoJo thing where like talking is a free action in Gachiakuta. But basically, even though like the atmosphere is great, like a lot of fights are paced like really slow, with people kind of talking, telling us like obvious things that doesn't really need to be said. But yeah, besides that, I really liked Ano as a villain here. So she kind of literally possesses everyone. Rudo as well. Like I thought Rudo might break free because yeah, he sees visions of the girl he gave the bunny to from the spear, and I thought he would like be angry at her. But it looks like her power makes you like remember good memories of the person. So basically everyone's possessed except two people. It's the stick guy and some other new giver as well. So he seems to be kind of interesting because yeah, all these givers seem to be kind of strong. So I assume his power will be fun. His vital instrument, I'm not sure what it is. It looked like a gun. Like a little mini like head attachment. We'll see. But yeah, basically Ano, a cute villain. I love her dialogue, love the kind of close-ups on her. I love the character designs in this anime. Really does a good job kind of detailing everyone's outfits. So, I mean, the quality's like really impressive. And yeah, maybe we'll beat Ano next week. I assume like maybe we don't kill her because she seems to be kind of important. Maybe we get some intel, but yeah, maybe she's just way too crazy. She's not wife material, or maybe she is. But yeah, new arc in Gachiakuta. Hopefully things work out for our heroes, but everyone's getting possessed. So yeah, I'm thinking this new cleaner might do something. Also after that, we have Sakamoto Days. So yeah, episode 11, I'm pretty sure this was the finale for season 2 or part 2. I thought part 2 had like a lot of good action moments, so they didn't really have to set anything up. It's just like, a funny action scene over action scene, people fighting, and then a lot of like kind of nonsensical characters as well. Like the story is very flimsy with Japan just like relying on these assassins. But besides that, we had a lot of like cool arcs this season. One with like all the kind of like prison assassins just like trying to fight everyone, but they got low diff. And then we actually saw Slur, who was part of like the JAA, like Sakamoto knew him. And then it was like an insane fight there. So yeah, he's really strong. They set him up to be like overpowered. And then the ghost like samurai old man dude, he's also like kind of overpowered. So that's going on here. There's kind of like this weird school arc where Sakamoto, Shin, everyone, they're trying to infiltrate the JAA by actually like being students, but in order to do that they have to do this transfer student exam, which is like goes chaotic. Like hundreds of people die for some reason. And yeah, we meet some new characters. There's like this yandere girl that loves Sakamoto, but she doesn't recognize the chubby Sakamoto as her Oshi. But basically they get kidnapped by Slur. That seems to be like kind of serious. Like I hope nothing bad happens to them. And after that we see that Shin and Sakamoto actually get accepted into the school. Well, Sakamoto doesn't, because if you have like a bounty on your head, you're not allowed to like go to school, but he enrolls as a student teacher. But yeah, like in order to disguise himself, Nagamo turns him into Sakamoto's wife. But yeah, I guess Mrs. Sakamoto's gonna do some badass shit because yeah, he has 24 hours to like use this disguise and then get intel on the school. And then yeah, we end the episode there. So basically Sakamoto Days was like a funny action show. Personally, I did like season 1. I love the kind of like character setups, just like seeing Sakamoto's family. It was super cute. There might have been some boring setups, but I got kind of used to the animation. It was pretty bad at times. It's like rough and choppy, but it is like passable. Part 2, people said they improved the animation, which is like they made it more consistent, but it's still like the same animation style. I think TMS Entertainment, they're still able to make some entertaining fight scenes because yeah, part 1, like I think the best part was like the train fight with the deer mask guy, and then part 2 like has like a lot of fights like that with that quality. Is that could be like the extreme pop-offs that maybe it deserves, but finally there's an anime after like hundreds of chapters, so story does go on. Also after that we have Rascal Doesn't Dream of Santa Claus. So episode 12, I don't think this is the finale. We definitely gotta have one more episode because she has some death flags. People are saying she's gonna die because apparently if you don't have a dream, there's like this hashtag trending dreaming, so you can like see the future in your dreams. But if you don't have a dream of the future, you don't exist. That means you died. So yeah, the fact that Mai doesn't have a dream is a big red flag for Sakata. And then he also goes on a date with Toko Kirishima, who's like the kind of fake Santa Claus, and she also like seems to be like going crazy. So yeah, a bit of an emotional episode. He's trying to like get her to like see his boyfriend because yeah, he can't see her. She's invisible. And it was a bit convenient, but apparently like her boyfriend was Sakuta's friend in college as well. So yeah, they befriended each other like randomly. But yeah, basically he's going to the airport to Hokkaido, and then she wants to like give him like a birthday present. But since she's invisible, he doesn't even remember her. Sakuta tries to jog his memory, but he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. He gets devastated. She disappears, and then I guess she's locking herself in her room, and she thinks she's actually Santa Claus. She thinks she's Toko Kirishima, so she's getting some like identity disorder. And also, to truly be Toko Kirishima, she has to kill all the impersonators, which is Mai. People think Mai is Toko Kirishima, who's like this kind of YouTube singer. But yeah, basically it looks like Mai's gonna die like in the next day. Like I guess Sakuta has to stop her. And I mean, in this anime, it looks like it's doing the Steins Gate thing where we have to protect Mai, but she's gonna keep dying in every timeline. So yeah, I thought like this episode was really fun because it escalated the story a lot, kind of gave us a goal to like actually do, because yeah, we're getting closer to confronting Toko Kirishima. But besides that, this season Sakuta has been just like, solving people's puberty syndrome, just like hanging out with all these girls. And then now finally things are escalating and he has to protect Mai. Also after that we have Dr. Stone, so Science Future Part 2 episode 11. Bro, this anime was crazy. Like, this episode, insane. Although, I don't know how we got here. So basically, last episode, everyone was getting shot by Stanley and then the Americans in the Corn City. Literally, everyone was dying. Because, yeah, they realized that Senku's team is, like, betraying them. And then basically, their final plan to counter this is to turn everyone into stone. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, because no one will die. But also, hasn't this escalated too much? Like, Stanley has a gun. Of course, like we realize he's a big super soldier. Isn't there better ways to like beat him? Because you have Senku and Zeno. They're trying to go after Zeno as like a hostage. But at the same time, at the end of the day, Stanley catches up to you, and then you just freeze the entire world. And it looks like they froze it for like 7 years, I'm assuming. I think like people did the calculations. So basically, Senku's plan was to like have a lot of revival fluid everywhere. People yeet it up. And then maybe if they get lucky, one of them will instantly unfreeze someone. But yeah, they didn't get lucky. So yeah, they had to wait. They had revival fluid on a tower set on like a timer, and then it broke and it fell on Suica. So we saw last episode Suica was alive in the world all by herself. She had to survive, so yeah, this poor girl's like doing it. But yeah, I mean, her end goal, I guess, is to get some revival fluid, because if you have that, you can revive Senku and he can like speed run everything else. You see Senku's notes though, and then I assume, yeah, like she knows that the revival fluid is made from like the bat pea acid. So maybe if she like finds a bat cave. But it looks like the other girl we saw, like the kind of researcher geographer, she wasn't able to give her like a bat cave, but she gives her like some other like notes about like precious resources. So yeah, Suica's just like, surviving, doing her Minecraft playthrough over here. She carries everybody, all the stone statues, puts them in one place, talks to them. And I mean, I guess she's going crazy because she's by herself for like a long time. So I think like 5-year time skip people are saying. So if she's 12, I think she's like 10 to 12. She's gonna be like 15 to 17. So Suica aged up, I guess. Now she's like an actual warrior, fighter, survivalist. And then basically she goes around, she's like trying to cope with like everything, being sad, being lonely, survive and make the revival fluid. So she's able to make it with poop. So she gets a lot of poop, like follows instructions that Senku left, and I guess like creates nitric acid. It is able to free Senku at the end of this episode after 7 years, and Suika's aged up. It was so emotional. Dr. Stone really does this with the finales where they just make you cry. Everything emotional, like freeing people, defeating bad guys, bro. Like the finales of Dr. Stone are super emotional. I didn't expect this to like have Suica just have a solo journey. I didn't realize like Stanley was that bad that we had to freeze everybody. But here we are. Suica survives for I guess 5 years. The world is still frozen for 7 years. So yeah, she has long hair now, kind of taller, and Senku is awake. I really like that, a feel-good moment. He has like a new cape outfit. And I really need to see the next episode, the finale, because yeah, now that the world was frozen, we know that Senku is like alive and good, but also it seems like kind of like a villain move of his. But basically Suika's journey here, beautifully done. So yeah, that was like kind of like a highlight this season. I thought before that the season kind of devolved a bit with like people just like spamming catchphrases, them speed running science. But yeah, like some serious moments are actually happening in the story. So yeah, Suika's journey here felt like extremely good. Also after that we have Dress Up Darling, so season 2 episode 12. It finished. I mean, the quality is high, the story is a bit mid, unfortunately, I have to say. I don't want to, but yeah, no consequences, barely any romance development. And yeah, those are the 2 main problems. But if you watch it as like slice of life, like the fact that nothing happens isn't really a bad thing. It's like pretty comfy, like week by week. You're just like chilling, getting invested into the characters. Like, you know, Gojo just like locking in, helping everybody. He's just like super creative. There was like a theme this season where they're trying to like make people like not feel bad about their hobbies because they were shamed when they were younger. And now they find a group where they belong in. So yeah, that was going on. Like, you know, Gojo, he found Marin. Also, all his classmates are appreciating his work. We see all these other cosplayers with like the same goal, just like bringing their characters to life. And yeah, would they do the kind of horror game nun cosplay group together? But the season is just like super high quality, but again, the story in season 2 seemed to like be lacking stuff, I guess. So yeah, nothing much else to say, but yeah, just like wholesome anime. Also, after that, we have Kaiju number 8, a decent episode because here the action is starting. So yeah, we're on episode 10. All the Kaiju start attacking everywhere in Tokyo. Like, no one has room to breathe. All the defense force are kind of splitting up. We see all the different characters here, and you know, Kafka as well. And then there's characters like getting injured, which is pretty brutal. We see one of like the garbage men, like his daughter got like almost attacked and stomped by a kaiju on her wedding day. So yeah, that's kind of rough. So you know, stakes are like really high here. Narumi's there like slicing people up. Shinomiya, she has like her mom's white suit and the axe. So yeah, all the characters got their glow up. I think Hoshino, he actually got a glow down because he has like a new kaiju suit. It seems worse than his old suit because it's made from like the living kaiju we saw like last season, the guy with like all the bombs that blew up. So yeah, he's still alive and sentient, which is like a new thing because usually they make kaiju armor and weapons out of dead kaijus. The fact that this guy's alive means that the suit is sentient, and then he keeps like fighting with Hoshino. So basically, yeah, the guy wants to be like really strong and like, you know, face everybody head on, but Hoshino wants to like dodge and uses like quickness. It felt like not really a great power up. Also, it looked kind of ugly, his like purple suit. So yeah, I'm not really impressed by Hoshino's like new look, but yeah, I guess he has like this new kaiju tail. We also see at the end of this episode just like giant kaijus everywhere, and then there's like this big one as well that's gonna explode. So it looks like Mina is coming with another upgrade. It's like a mounted cannon on the roof of a building. So yeah, I mean, she had the BFG. Now she has like this even bigger, like, I don't know, 50-foot cannon, laser beam, railgun, like type weapon. We end the episode there. So yeah, you know, a lot of badass moments here as the fights are actually like starting. So I think, yeah, this episode, and I think the next 2 episodes will be like kind of cool, like pop-offs with some fights that we're all waiting for. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what's gonna happen. We also have the summer Hikaru died, episode 11. I think we have one more episode left till the finale, but yeah, you know, stuff is escalating. Hikaru, he feels kind of bad, so everyone's kind of telling him, okay, your goal is to go back to the mountains, be a monster again, and like suck in all the bad energy. But basically, it looks like Hikaru is a god. They explain more of his backstory here as well with like his family. One of the guys, his wife died, so basically he made like a deal with the demon to like sacrifice people in the village, and that stemmed from like this whole like bloodline curse with Hikaru's whole family, just for the wife to like die again. So yeah, nothing happened. So it's the thing that Hikaru is, this monster, it actually listens to people. So if you like ask it for a request, it looks like it'll listen to you. So when Yoshiki actually asked it to like not hurt people anymore, that's where he weakened himself just for his sake. So yeah, Hikaru realizes that he's like some god, but he feels kind of guilty about it because he doesn't have any memory of it. Seems kind of pointless. And also, yeah, he's not protecting people anymore because he's not going to the mountains. So all that's going on, and then he almost kind of like crashes out actually on Yoshiki. It looks like his body is like hungry sometimes, so he almost like sucked in Yoshiki completely. So he basically feels guilty and runs away because, yeah, Yoshiki keeps mixing with him, and if he mixes too much, he might turn into a monster like for real. So basically a lot of interesting sad moments. Hikaru himself, now he's getting like an existential crisis. It looks like the spiritual lady is kind of sympathizing with Hikaru, even though like she could have killed him as well. But basically they're trying to sympathize with Hikaru because he seems to like have his own family as well. Like Hikaru still has a mom. So yeah, maybe we learn a bit more about Hikaru next week, and then he probably the good end is that he sacrifices himself and stays in the mountains, and you know, the village is back to normal. But you know, I don't think things will like go straightforward like that. Yoshiki's probably gonna do something to push back. Maybe Yoshiki gets sucked completely. But you know, pretty trippy emotional episode as we're getting like closer to the finale. We also have some other shows continuing, Witch Watch. So this is not the finale yet, but you know, I love it. It's still like really funny. We get like a lot of lore here with the like raw denim. If you want to know like, oh, you don't wash it, and then how to keep its wrinkles, it's there. And then Morihito and Nico actually go on a date as well. So yeah, we have 25 episodes, one more left to go, which is nice. I love watching this every week, so it's gonna be sad that it's finished. Ruri Rocks continues as well. So Ruri, she kind of like continues her journey, just like finding more cool stuff. She finds like this old radio from her grandfather, and then it doesn't work, and it looks like it's powered by like some type of rock that's able to like kind of cipher the radio waves. But yeah, like she has to like kind of rebuild it. It's like a World War II type of radio, and she's able to do it. A lot of like kind of cool emotional moments. So yeah, Ruri Rocks continues. I don't think this is the finale, but you know, it's like a really decent slice of life show. And there's also City the animation, bro. I'm loving it every week. Just like insanely funny show. not that much to talk about there. Just like random skits happening, characters meeting other characters, and just like being crazy, psycho. Such a good show. Just like Kyo Annie with all these like high quality productions. Like watch City the Animation. If you like comedy anime, bro, this is like so good. Also, after that, I do kind of want to talk about To Be Hero X. I didn't talk about it like last week fully, but yeah, I finished it. You know, like a Dongwa Chinese animation finished up. We also had Lord of Mysteries this season, which I don't really have much to say. It was a decent quality like fantasy world, but the story felt like someone just like trying to complete RPG missions and just felt like information overload. Even though like, bro, we don't need to see you do these side quests. That's what I felt like, at least. But if you are immersed in the world, it's not like too bad. Like the anime does look really good, and you know the main character is kind of fun, I guess. He's just like really cocky and just like, you know, living his life in this world. But yeah, I'm not talking about Lord of Mysteries. I'm talking about 2B Hero X. So it finished up 24 episodes. One of the most high quality anime I've seen in a while. Like the amount of effort to make like this show. Like also like they did the 2D 3D art style again. I saw theories on, you know, why the art style changed from 2D to 3D. Well, it's because X has the power to do that. So we finally see X in the past like 2 episodes, him doing stuff. So basically, yeah, the whole anime is like based on this like tournament, this like to be the top ranked hero, and then X, it looks like people are trying to like dethrone him, basically like the hero companies itself, because it looks like they're trying to like control everything, and then their goal, I guess, is to make it so no one gets really super powerful. It looks like X is like that powerful. He can like dimension hop basically, and then, you know, trap people, teleport anywhere he wants. His power seems to be like really strong, but also he might have some weaknesses if you catch him off guard, I guess. But basically, yeah, this X tournament is coming in. We see all the characters that got introduced in the beginning. You know, there's like Lolly, Ghostblade, there's Lucky Cyan, there's Nice. Apparently Nice and Ling Ling are both in the tournament, and there's also Queen and then the dog hero. There's a lot of like open-ended things, but yeah, basically all these characters got set up to fight in the tournament. We don't have the tournament yet, but all the character setups were amazingly well done. Extremely high quality fight scenes each week. I thought this second core, like in the summer season, were like a bit underwhelming compared to the first half. I thought the first half was super strong with all these character backstories. I cried during Lucky Cyan. I love Queen's backstory. Like here, I thought Lolly's was like really fun. I liked it. Her and Ghostblade, he also had like such a funny backstory. But besides that, I thought Little Johnny, Big Johnny was a bit like boring, and it was drawn out a lot. It was like 4 episodes long. I thought that was kind of weak, but yeah, besides that, you know, insanely good, well animated story. So if you haven't seen it, watch 2B Hero X. We get a lot of character backstories as they're preparing for a fight. If you've seen Ashura as well, like it's similar anime where just like, you know, characters get set up to fight in this tournament, but before they fight in the tournament, we have to get their backstories. Yeah, this does like something similar, but you know, it does it in the superhero genre, which is like really fun. Lends itself to like kind of modernize the world and having like a lot of cool relatable characters. And yeah, I guess we'll see what's gonna happen in the future. And yeah, thank you for watching. That is it for this week. So yeah, these are the shows I enjoyed. So, you know, such like a high quality anime season. Shows are finishing up, and we're getting core 2s and season 2s as well. So yeah, let me know what anime you've been enjoying this season. Definitely gonna have a tier list next week as well, as we kind of wrap up the summer season. More shows finish up, and I'm gonna rank it all. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you later. Peace.